Guys doing? So yeah, man. So on this video here, what I'll be doing basically is I'll be redoing the video tutorial on acapellas and basically using an acapella in your track. And so this is basically a method that you use if you want to remix a track. So assuming you have an acapella of the track and now you want to remix the track, but you don't know how to go about doing that, or maybe you have uploaded the acapella but it's not in sync with your beat. So I'll show you guys how to do that very quick. So I'm not gonna make a beat, obviously. I'll just use a kick as a beat. So because the kick is the main thing you need basically. You don't need anything else. You just need the kick. So cannot that one. Let's just use this one. So yeah, so this will be a very quick tutorial. So yeah, so I did this tutorial before, but then I don't know why, for some odd reason when I listened to the video afterwards, like the audio got cut off halfway through. So I don't know what that was. I don't know what happened there, so I'm redoing it again. So yeah. So the first thing you want to do is, obviously you have your beat now. So that's assuming you have your beat already. And now you want to add the acapella. So the first thing you want to do is you want to come to your mixer. So your mixer is this one here, right? Your mixer is this one here. There's your mixer, this part here. So you choose any of these slots here, whichever one it is. You can even use this one, right? This one there. I always work on the master, but you're not supposed to. But I always do that because it's the first slot. It's the first slot that opens up when you open the mixer. So I just work from it there, and then you come there and you just choose the thing. You just choose the thing. You choose Edison. By now you should know this process. If you've been following all my videos, you should already know this process here. So I shouldn't have to explain that. But I always assume that people don't watch all the videos, or maybe some just want to watch what they feel like watching. So yeah, so I always explain everything. So yeah, you just want to open Edison, and then this will open up like this. And then once you've done that, you wanna load your acapella onto this. So you've got two methods of loading your acapella. You can either drag it from here, wherever your acapella might be, and put it here, or you might actually open it from Edison type of thing. So going to your Windows Explorer, so you can click on the file thing here, there, say load sample, and then it's gonna give you the whole box thing, and then you're gonna go to it. So you go to where your acapellas are, and you click on it and say open. Usually, I think it works for MP3s, for mainly MP3s. I don't know about Wave. I think Wave files also open, but I prefer MP3s. So yeah. So then I'm gonna use this acapella as I already opened it before. This acapella. So the first method I'm gonna explain is the one where you know the BPM of the acapella, but you want to sync it with the beat of your track. So you know the BPM already, but you want to sync it with the beat of the track. And then the second method I'm gonna show you is when you don't know the BPM at all, but you still want to sync it. You still want to use acapella and sync it with the track. So let's start with where you know the BPM of the acapella. So when you know the BPM, as I know the BPM of this acapella here is 125, you're gonna set the BPM to 125. So you're just gonna come to where the title is. It's there. It's written title. Right. Click on that. You're gonna get a box. It's gonna pop up. This thing here. There it is. Then you come here to where it says tempo BPM. Right in 125. That's assuming that you already know what it is. Then you just say accept. As soon as you do that, it's gonna put 125 there. So basically now the Fruity Loops knows that your acapella is running at 125 beats per minute. So it's already set to actually just run your acapella at 125 beats per minute. So then you just highlight the acapella now, and then you will drag it to there. But before you drag it to there, what you want to make sure you don't make the mistake of having lag periods in between. So when I'm talking about lag, I'm talking about something like this. This little space, this space here. You see this space here? This space here is what causes. It makes a huge difference basically, because it's a delay in time when your track starts and when your acapella starts. So your acapella might be like and then your acapella and then your kick might be like boom. So it's might be like boom, when you don't want that, you want like type of thing. As soon as the kick drops, the acapella also drops. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna play the kick, and then I'm going to play. So I'm gonna put this 125 as well. Then I'll try to be as precise as possible in pressing play for the acapella. You see, you get what I'm saying? You see, that's it's delayed. It starts like after the kick. It doesn't start in time with the kick. So listen again. You get what I'm saying? So you want to remove that space there. So what you do is you listen carefully, and then you probably just do this, move that there. So it's still not there, you move it there. Still not there, try it here now. See, so that's it, that's what you're looking for. So it's gonna be like this. So then once you have that, then you're done. Then you can just take your acapella, drag it, and let me just clarify something on that. This process here is only applicable to acapellas like these ones, where it's like there's a slight delay. You can also take it from scratch, take the whole thing from here, and then just instead of cutting it like I did, like cutting off that delayed part, you start the acapella somewhere here, so that by the time the first kick drops, it drops in time with the kick. But that's a bit too complex. Once you get used to the whole process of working with acapellas, you understand what I'm talking about. And in extra fact, maybe I might just show you guys what I'm talking about when doing this. When I'm gonna use a different acapella which doesn't start on the kick, it starts like before the kick. It starts before the first kick, but then it goes in sync with the song. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called, but there's a term for it. So yeah. Otherwise, let's drop the acapella back to our BPM back to 120. I'm gonna put it on 120. Remember, our acapella BPM is 125. This one, our beat is 120. So what we want is we want to sync the acapella with the beat. So we don't want to adjust our beat to 125 so that it goes with the acapella, but we want the acapella to go back down to 120 so that it goes with the beat. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to change the BPM of your beat. You want your beat to be at 120, but you want the acapella to go in sync with the beat. So let's play it now as is and see what happens. So this is what happens. As you can see, the beat is way too slow and the acapella is too fast. So the next thing you do is, so now that you've realized that it's a bit too slow and now you want to sync the acapella with the beat, you go here to where your acapella is, like that. You come to this part here where it's using resample. Then you click on it and you say Pro Default. What Pro Default means, it basically says, okay, listen, Fruity Loops, I'm about to change my acapella type of thing. You basically tell me, Fruity Loops, I'm about to change my acapella to a higher or a lower BPM type of thing, and I want you to adjust the acapella the way it sounds so that it goes with, so it stays the same, the vocals don't change as the BPM changes of the acapella. You get what I'm saying? Because what happens when you change the BPM of an acapella is you get something along the lines of this. You see, so that would be like at a higher BPM and maybe at a lower BPM would be like. So what you're saying to Fruity Loops is, you know what, I don't care how fast or low or slow the BPM is, I want the vocal to stay the same. I want the vocals to still sound like this. That's what you're saying by click on Pro Default. And then now you actually adjusting the acapella itself. So you come to this part here where it says time. You right click on it, click on auto detect, and then you select 125 embedded. That's the tempo that we put in on the mixer on Edison. So it's there, you just click on that, and then Fruity Loops will basically stretch the acapella and will basically make it so that the next time you play the acapella with the beat, it actually stays in sync and it actually goes according to 120 beats per minute and doesn't change and still sounds the way it would sound if it was a 125 or it was an original acapella. So I'll show you guys that and then I'll move on to the next method. So that's it there. Now I'm going to play them together. As you can hear, they're perfectly in sync. I can adjust this to as you can hear, the acapella adjusts with the beat type of, with the kick. Okay, that's slowing down everything. So that's it there, and that's basically it. That's all you do, and that's how that works. So now let's go back to what if we don't know the BPM of our track? What if we don't know what the BPM is? So I'm going to open the same acapella twice, the second time around, and then I'm going to show you now when you don't know the BPM of your track. So what happens when you don't know the BPM of the track? I want to check myself. I'm almost out of time. So I'll show you now what happens when you don't have the BPM of the track. So check out the next video for when you don't have the BPM of the track, Shap shap of it.